welcome back, you guys. So I have the review today on the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. The hype about this palette was so real, you guys. Like, at first I was like, you know what, I don't need it. It's $65, so I'm just, you know, gonna chill. And next minute it came from Dubai to my house, so that just tells you I have no self-control whatsoever. But I'm gonna tell you guys what I think about it. I'm gonna give swatches also, and I'm gonna tell you guys the pros and cons and if it's worth it. So stick around and we're gonna go in more detail about the palette. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the packaging. It does resemble the Z palette if you guys do have it, with the see-through section and the cardboard. And a lot of people had a problem with this because for $65 a lot of people felt like you should get, you know, a little bit more luxurious feel to it, which I do agree with. The Z palette feels a little bit better than this, but to me what's more important is the inside. But I know some people are all about packaging, so I can see where they have an issue with that. So when you open the palette, you can see right away the texture shadows. Those are the ones that grab a lot of people's attention. And then these two right here in the corners are the pearl finish, and this one's also texture shadow, and then the rest are all matte. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them for you guys and tell you what I think about them. So let's get right into it. So I'm gonna start off with Dubai, this right here. And that one's very creamy and pigmented. Right here is called Flame, and this one feels really creamy and buttery in the pan. So yes, you can definitely tell that one's very, very creamy. 24K. I'm gonna put this right here. Y'all, they're insanely pigmented. Like, this is pure gold. It's beautiful. It's rose gold, and I can tell you guys already, yeah, from the way it swatches, I've actually had a hard time with this shadow. This is the first color that I used with the look I did on Instagram. If you guys want to go in there and check it out. But it was so hard to put it on my eyelids. Like, it was very chunky, it wasn't buttery, it wasn't smooth. And you can tell by the swatches also that it won't be like that on your eyes. And it's kind of separated. So my advice to you is to use a little bit and then pat it on your eyes, but I won't swatch it on your eyes like I do with these colors, because these ones are more buttery, and this one, I don't know what happened, but it's a little bit different formula than the rest. That I have up is Trust Fund. And this one is very, very creamy. I can't wait to put that on my eyes. I'm going to do the two pearls in the palette with the names Angelic and what's the other one? Moon Dust. So right here, I'm going to swatch Angelic for you. That one has a pink / gold reflex to it, so it's really, really pretty. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch Moon Dust. Right here. So it's like a yellowy, shimmery color. And it's perfect for women of color also. So I'm just glad she just had everyone in mind when she made this palette. The next shadows I'm going to apply are the matte shadows. I feel like with every palette, what makes or breaks it is the matte shadows. Because, you know, like, shimmers are always going to be buttery and smooth, but matte shadows are very tricky to do. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch them for you guys, and let's get right into it. With Bossy and Flamingo in that order. And here's Bossy for you guys. My finger. And then here it is swatched. That's Bossy. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick up Flamingo, which is a bright, bright pink in the palette. And that's Flamingo right there. Shadows are going to be Shy and Bay. And Shy is a light pink color in the palette. I'm just going to make sure my back of my hand is dry so that they all come off even. And then here's Shy. It's like a baby pink. I love it. And then Bay is like a neutral shadow. Just like a white. On my skin tone at least, it's a white. Two I'm going to swatch is Sandalwood and Henna. Right here is Sandalwood. Like a light brown shade. Good for the crease. And then I'm going to swatch Henna, which is a reddish brown. It reminds me of Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear. And then here's Henna. Henna is swatched beautifully. Like, look at that. So those are the two right there. This one is Man Eater. It's like that reddish color. Let me just show it to you guys. Right here. Everyone's so excited about that. So I'm going to swatch that for you guys. And right along with that, I'm going to swatch Cocoa, which is like a dark brown. So here's Man Eater on my finger. And then making sure the back of my hand's dry. It is beautiful. Sorry, my hands are a little bit dry. I mean wet still, but that's Man Eater right there. It's so beautiful. I'm obsessed with it. And then here's Cocoa, which is like a dark brown. And these feel really smooth in the pan. I think she really did a good job with her matte shadows too. They're so beautiful and soft. What's in the palette is Black Truffle and Suede. Now Suede is one of the softest shadows in the palette, so I expect it to swatch really pretty. I'm going to go ahead and do that for you guys. And here's Suede. It has a gray tone to it. Reminds me of Makeup Geek's Bedrock, I think that's what it's called. And the last one is Black Truffle, which is the black in the shade. Black in the palette. Right here. So it swatches really pretty also. It's not as dark as I expected it to be in the palette, because in the palette it looks pretty like insane. But it's still a good black shadow, so I'm glad she put work into that. I'm done swatching all the shadows for you. I'm going to tell you guys what I think about it and if it's worth the $65, because I know it comes in Sephora November 6th, from what I remember. But it is worth $65 to me, at least, because this is such an essential palette. I don't think I need to bring any other palette with me if I travel or something like that, because it has your transition color, it has your browns, it has your black, it has all those pretty shimmer colors. So this is one palette that you only need if you're gonna travel. $65 is pretty high. I do think it should have been like a $55 palette, but definitely not a $65 palette. That's pretty expensive. But I do remember her saying that she made it in Italy. From what I remember, don't quote me. And so she put a lot of work into the shadow. So that's probably where it came from, the ingredients and stuff like that. That's probably what made it $65. But it is a beautiful palette. I do think it's worth it. So I'm glad I got it for you guys and got to review it. So November 6th, if you're still unsure about it, you can go in the store and swatch it for yourself. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to create a lot of looks with it in the future, so keep out for that. So love you guys. Thank you so much and see you next week. Bye.